We're back on Nemo Nation with another fast-paced Fast Sports Studios half hour.
We are joined next, by the way, here on Nemo Nation by a friend of the show. Kevin Hall is the CEO of CDLLife, making his first drop in the rapid fire segment. I know we will have him on more down the line in some of the longer segments, but we wanted to get a chance to say hi and good morning to him. Hey, Kevin, welcome. It's always good to see you in the real, and it's good to have you on the show.
Hey, appreciate the opportunity. Huge fan, always have been, and excited to be on with you this morning.
Oh, thank you, Kevin. Really wonderful to have you with us. Andy Warhol was correct, but I don't think he envisioned how correct he was and how true his words were when he said everybody wants their 15 minutes of fame. He had no clue that one day, not in the very too far future, that everybody would have the opportunity to have their 15 minutes of fame. And you know where I'm going here with the internet, the social media platforms, and news used to be from news sources. You'd go to a farm to get some corn. You know what I mean? And you would go to the news source, the newspaper, the news magazine, the news channel, the news station to get your news. Now we're getting news from everywhere else but those sources, it seems, and they are starting to diminish the traditional established news entities. So anybody becomes a newsman now. You guys at CDLLife and others in the industry, Landline at OOID, you guys are real news sources, real news aggregators. How do you cut? What's up with that?
Yeah, isn't it amazing?
Yeah.
I'm sure you remember the days you used to have a phone number. You remember that?
Oh my
you
God!
Saw something happening.
Yeah.
You didn't pick out your phone and record it and put your opinion to it. You called the news station, right? And they came out and yeah. But I'm a huge advocate for journalistic integrity, and that's obviously a lost art form these days, and it's being bombarded by so many different avenues. Obviously, biased media is probably one of the biggest ones, but at CDLLife, we have actually both. We have the news publication that we are very proud to say that we focus in on being 100% accurate. There's mistakes that happen occasionally, but we have a great team. They take pride in putting out factual, researched information. And we also have the social side. I mean, we have the largest, most engaged audience of truckers out there, and it has its place, right? Social media doesn't have to be factual. Social media doesn't have to be real. That's just what social media is. And it does give people a voice, and those voices, again, they don't have to be real. They don't have to be factual. That's where brands like you and brands like CDLLife that take great pride in journalistic integrity, I think that's where people fall back to find out the real information at the end of the day.
2.9 million social followers and a social reach of over 20 million. And the other thing is, too, about why, the community highlights are so important, though. Dave and I have always kind of said we're less interested in your opinion and more interested in your point of view. And we distinguish the two things that we can always tell when you're just offering your opinion. But when you get a driver's point of view, it means you're getting a chance to see the world from where he or she is standing. And that's what's so crucial is that, one piece of misinformation, one opinion or another doesn't make that much of a difference, but you can kind of get a sense of how people feel things are going based on that community engagement, can't you?
Absolutely. I mean, look, I'm again, a huge advocate of social media. I think it gives people a voice that would have never had a voice. And it brings people together like never before. You can find like-minded people, like truckers, right? We have a social community of truckers that would have never met before having social media. So huge advocate for that. It does give people, that's where the word influencer came in. It does give people the more ability to influence others. And so, I still hold out hope that society will start to think on their own and go back to the facts, what's real, not what somebody's influenced them to think. But yeah, I think that's the part that comes into play is I think influencer is a great word, right? It's they're influencing people's minds that are out there, and people are just kind of going with the flow as opposed to thinking on their own and getting down into the nitty gritty facts. But society's always had that issue.
those kids are a bad influence on you. That's what my mother would say.
That's right. That's exactly right.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
I was kind of curious as you aggregate all this news together. I want to, and you can get back to your influencer point too. As you begin to as you aggregate news, as you begin to kind of kernelize it down, because you're trying to give people a lot of information. And one of the really cool things about CDLLife site is that it is a combination of, and I mean this as a compliment, the ridiculous and the sublime, meaning the information and the facts you need about the goings on and doing in the industry, but also these kind of snapshots of accidents, of uplifting things, little bits and pieces. It almost seems to kind of function as kind of a national version of the local version of the news. Am I making sense?
Absolutely. So again, our focus is on the people who live this crazy CDL world, right? This life of CDL. And we want to showcase what it's really like out there, right? Again, I go back to journalist integrity. It's not trying to sway to make everything look rosy on the road, because we all know that it's not rosy on the road. Your listeners know that it's not all rosy on the road. It's a tough job. It's a scary job. It's got lots of accidents out there. There's lots of regulations. There's lots of pains. There's lots of great people. And what we try to do at CDLLife is to showcase all of that, right? We want to showcase our core focus is drivers. Like, that is our audience of who this news is for. And we poll them, we check in with them all the time about what they want to hear about, and they want to hear about the things that we push out. And so we're just trying to be real, right? At the end of the day, real as what happens, what that life is like, and try to bring some understanding to what it's like out there on the road, what the life of these truckers have to everybody, whether it's you, whether it's the consumer, the companies that they work for. At the end of the day, we're just trying to bring a view of what that life is like.
Well, it's funny too, because I was giving people a sense of what goes on over there, and just to give people a sense of it, here are the headlines. Arkansas sets sights on hiring qualified drivers after 279 drivers placed out of service under stricter rules, under stricter visa and ELP rules. Video shows the moment that load shifts knock semi-truck cab off frame. First 3 victims in fatal U-turn crash to be buried this weekend, and on it goes. What I also have noticed, Kevin, that is really cool is one week you'll have an interview with a driver who says, driver, after 50 years, says he wouldn't trade it for the world. And then the next week you'll have a piece that says, driver, after 40 years, says he has nothing to recommend about this. And the idea is to create this, in many ways, what CDLLife is doing, unlike almost any other platform, is creating a mosaic of from the high to the low to the individual voices to the big stories. And it's almost like the way to really keep up with it is to let all those bits and pieces of stories accumulate, and then you get a sense of what it means to be really in that seat. Is that kind of the idea?
Exactly. We don't want to be an influencer. We are advocates. We believe in truckers, right? We believe in what they do. We want to make their life better. But life is a mosaic, right? Life on the road as a trucker is many things. One day it's good, one day it's bad, the next day it's great, the next day it's horrible. You just never know, and so that's our goal. I appreciate you saying that. We get bombarded by folks who say, "Why don't you just push news that is the good stuff in trucking? Why isn't everything the good stuff in trucking?" Well, not everything is good at trucking. Like, let's face it, right? We want to highlight, certainly, there's amazing things, amazing people, not only truck drivers, but people who are running businesses out there that employ truck drivers. There's just great people. I mean, that's the great thing about this trucking world that we live in, is it is filled with amazing folks. But yeah, we just try to build that real world, what it's like, and hopefully people are reading that and getting a sense of what it is really like out there, and having some compassion or connectivity to what the life of a trucker really looks like.
Kevin, I told you, man, when we first talked over here at the Degas House, that this particular show is fast and furious. We are out of time. Promise us you'll come back for a longer form discussion of the process itself, how you guys actually assemble this amazing website. They wake up every day with the purpose to improve the lives of those who live this crazy CDL life. Kevin Hall is the CEO over there, and we are thrilled to have him. CDLLife.com. Good to have you, Kevin.
Thanks a lot. Congrats, guys.
Thank you, sir.